and a little bit of chicken fried.
Applebee's has announced that they are putting a pause on advertising on CNN after one of their stupid commercials played following a very heavy moment on CNN's coverage of Ukraine. So I'm going to play this for you. It is very ridiculous, and then I'll discuss it.
We'll go inside and in the capital of Kyiv as air raid sirens are ringing out this morning. Much more reaction and insight from CNN's chief international anchor, Christiana Amanpour. That's up next.
And a little bit of chicken fried. Cold beer on a Friday night. A pair of jeans that fit just right. And the radio.
Get 5 boneless wings for $1 with any handcrafted burger. Only at Applebee's.
All right, so this blew up online. Blew up. Now, I got to be honest. If I saw this, I am so, I think, desensitized to news and advertisements that maybe I would have chuckled for a second, but I don't think I would have thought much of it. But it really is insane. These very two different worlds that we live in, where you have what is happening right now in Ukraine to these civilians, to the people there, this very tragic, devastating event. Meanwhile, you got dollar wings with any handcrafted burger. It's just very different experiences right now, depending on where you live. And this is a big reminder of that. It's also a reminder of capitalism and its place in news, and how CNN has to rely on stupid ads like this to be able to afford to have people in Ukraine, covering what is going on, and the inherent issues with that. Now, the way CNN could, first of all, this is not the fault of Applebee's. I'll get to their statement on this in a second. This is really the fault of CNN. They could have easily advertised one of their own shows after the segment on Ukraine and before the first commercial. That gives you a kind of a buffer between the coverage and the commercials. That's what they should have done here. But I guess they want to use up every opportunity they have to, have other ads in place there. So they didn't think that, hey, maybe this is a really stupid ad to play after this moment. And to be fair, a lot of this is sort of automatic. Like, people aren't, hey, we're going to put an ad here right after this moment. They're not really thinking about that. So a lot of it's just they play what they play. They play the ads they have. But it does show you, or it does give this, this reminder of how different these worlds are right now. Now, Applebee's responded on Twitter because there was, as I said, massive backlash to this, or at least a massive reaction to this clip. So Marty Swan of Forbes asked Applebee's about the now viral ad that aired on CNN today during the live broadcast of Russia's attack on Ukraine, and got the following statement. So they responded saying, quote, "We are deeply concerned about the situation in Ukraine. When we were made aware that our ad was placed in this manner, we immediately reached out to CNN to pause our advertising on their network. It never should have aired, and we were disappointed in the actions of the network." Statement attributed to Applebee's spokesperson. And he goes on to say here that I've also asked for clarity around the terms of the ad deal, since TV media buys like this are often part of a much larger package and planned way in advance. So very likely Applebee's had no idea the ad would air when it did. And of course they didn't. They have no control over that. They aren't aware when that's going to happen. So yeah, again, I don't know much about the company Applebee's in terms of how they treat employees. That's what I would care more about. But in terms of this, they're not guilty. This is not their fault. But it is just a stupid commercial. Maybe if you're a serious news outlet and you have the opportunity to pick and choose what commercials to take in, I'm sure Applebee's have other commercials they can use there. It's just, I don't know. There's only so much control you can really have over something like this, but it is a very stark reminder of just how different the world is depending on where you currently live.